So we did our feet and our face and our tail yesterday. Let me just give her a quick brush out. I also did her private area, all with this clipper. Got that nice and clean. And real quick, we can go over how we do a face and feet on a poodle. So what I did was I pulled their ear back, and from the outside corner of the ear to the corner of the eye, this all comes off. And you're just gonna shave, and I did her with a 30. If I was doing a new dog, a puppy, or something that's not used to being shaved with a 30, I would do a 10 or a 15. White dogs generally, pink pigmented dogs have sensitive skin. So you don't want to take a 30 blade to something that you've never done it to. So start off with a 10 and with a 15, and especially on poodles, the more you shave them, the tougher their skin gets. So you can build up to that short blade, but you want to do it slowly. So you just take your blade, shave right to the corner of the eye, and I'm pressing hard. And the thing about poodles is they're cowlicky. So you might have to go this direction or this direction. It's okay. And you want to pull their flue tight and get in this all the way around, okay? And then from the outside corner of the ear, all the way down, you want to do either a V shape or a U shape. Either one it's just preference. And the way that I measure that is with the actual dog I'm working on. So I bend their head forward, and I take their nose and I measure. So generally, it will turn out to be 2 finger widths above the breastbone. Everyone's fingers are different sizes. So you might not be as large as me, so it's a little different. That's why I like to use the actual dog, the actual structure of that dog that I'm working on. And we did a 7 on her ears. This is what we call a German trim on a poodle. So I shaved her ears with the 7, and then I did a Kerry blue style tail on her. So the other thing I like to do with poodles is shave a V inside their stop. This is going to give them a better expression. So if you shave up here, and I have a lot of clients, and again, this is just my preference. Whatever your client wants you to do, you do. They're paying you the money. I have a client that wants me to shave above the eye. It's not short enough. You know, we hear that all the time. But again, you do what your client wants you to do. So sometimes I will, though, pull their eye and get these eyelashes real short. Also on a Bichon. Like to get that real short around that eye. That also, especially if they have the dark pigment around their eye, that really gives them a really cute expression. So we did the face, we shaved a U on the neck, and then we did the pads and the feet. And a really good trick, if you're having trouble getting these hairs around the toes, come this direction with your clipper. And you can do this on a shorter blade. So say you did a 10 on the whole foot, and you want to just get these sticky outies that are right around the toe. Just go to a 15 and just come right around this, and you're going to get these hairs that just don't want to come up. And I'll use my finger and actually push those hairs up. So that's what I like to do. And I do all of this as a part of my prep work. So I, bathe them, dry them. With poodles, you want to make sure that you straighten their coat to get that nice finish. And then I will start my prep work. So now that my prep work is complete, I've done the feet, I've done the private area. Do you see somebody that you know? Yes, you see your mama. You do. He's like, see my mama. So the next thing that I'll do is I'll do my bevel on my foot. Got a little knot there. So when I start my bevel, and the reason why I do my bevels first is because when you're scissoring your dog, you want to scissor into the foot. So whether you're doing poodle feet or you're doing a round foot, do that first. And I do all 4 of my feet first. So all of my prep work is done. So So I don't do one leg, then go to the next, then go to the next. I do all my feet, all my pads, I round all my feet, and then I go and I start my actual scissoring. So we'll show you a really easy trick to do bevels on a poodle. And what I'm going to do is just comb all this down. You're fine. Yes, you are. And I have my handy pulse eye on again. I know, you see your mom. You're fine. And I'm going to pull this hair down. Okay, and the other thing I forgot to mention, when you're doing a poodle foot, okay, you want to make sure that you shave up to this knuckle. Okay? If anybody wants to feel the knuckle, you can come on up and feel real quick. But you want to make sure that you shave up to that knuckle. All the way around. I can even get this a little shorter in the back. Want to make sure that this is all up to that knuckle. And you kind of need to have that imaginary line in your head of what it's supposed to look like. Shave that straight, right up to that knuckle, and we're going to comb this all down again. So I'm going to pull this down, and I'm going to use my hand as a guide. And I have this on a 30 because I did a 30 on her feet. And I'm just going to go around and shave all of this off to that knuckle. And this is a really easy, quick way to do bevels, especially if you have a dog that, she's kind of pulling a little bit, but if you have a dog that's really pulling and you're afraid you're going to cut into the bevel too short with your shear, do this. You're okay. You're okay. I know. Your modeling days are almost over. Soon you can go and lay on the couch, I promise. Okay, so again, just straight across. And you might have to put the leg down, give it a comb. Okay, so you can see we're starting to have that nice bevel. I'm going to comb it down again, and I'm going to work on getting this straight. And I'm just using my hand as a guide where to go up to. And once you get used to this, you can do this really, really quick. Okay. And you want to be careful not to take this too short, because I'm going to scissor that in when I scissor this leg in. So now at least we have a start to doing the foot. And you can even do this on like long-coated Shih Tzus or Cockers. You can pull this all down right over their foot and use your hand as a guide and just shave all around that foot, and then you have the nice bevel once you put the foot down. And I'm from Chicago, so I was so surprised how when they go outside, just right out here, it's so dusty out. Their feet get so dirty. So again, I'm just using my hand as a guide. I'm going straight around this foot. And I'll show you how to do a bevel with my scissors on the other side. Okay, so you can see I got most of that off, all the way around. Stand up, baby girl. So you can see we start to have that nice bevel. And that's the reason why I do this first as a part of my prep work, because then I can just scissor right into it. I don't have to stop and do that again. So when I'm doing it with my shear, give this like a quick brush. Yes. And I am actually using a Ryan's table today. They're right there. This table is on sale for, I think they told me, hey Pete, do you remember how much this table is? 710 or 510?
710.
710. So this table's for sale. It's electric. It goes up really high, it goes down really low. And it comes, I believe, with 2 poles. So there can be a pole on this side as well. They've let me borrow this table all weekend. Thank you. Thank you, Ryan's, generously letting me borrow this table. And what's nice about this table is you can put a paw mat on top. So these paw mats, actually, their booth is right there too. I love these. They're ergonomic for the dog. They're cushiony. Let them they're on our tables for a really long time, so it gives them some cushion. All right, so now I got this leg combed out. You're being very patient, Kona. So I'm gonna take my curves, okay? And I'm gonna point my curves at about a 30-degree angle. If I went like this, I'm gonna take this top hair off. I don't wanna do that. So I'm coming and I'm holding my shears out, and I'm gonna go straight around that knuckle. You can sit down. So we're gonna give it a comb again. And I'm just gonna tighten up this line. And again, you wanna know in your head what you're trying to accomplish and how short you want this to be. Okay, stand up. So I'm going to comb this down again and do it again. And I find with doing it with scissors is if you're quick at it, you could do it just as quick as you can with that clipper. And once you get it all around, when I start to scissor my leg, I'll fix this bevel. Okay. So now we have 2 bevels, and they each took me about the same time, but I've been doing bevels for a really long time. So you students, for instance, you're nervous about doing it. If they're pulling, you can use the clipper, and you're protecting the actual top of the hair with your hand. So that's why I like to use the clipper on a dog that is pulling a lot. See if I can move her around so you guys can see. And I'm going to comb down. We're going to do our rear bevel. And remember that your comb is your best friend. You want to make sure that you're using a comb all the time. I see so many groomers make the mistake of doing this with their shears. That's not combing all that hair down. And I put my foot down, check my work. And this is the process I would do even when I was doing a round foot, just to do around the pads. I would brush the hair up actually between the pad, between the foot, and scissor that round. And then when I would put the foot down, I would check it as well. So you could do the same thing even when you're doing a round foot. Always using my comb.